So let's see, if there are 4,000 years since Ken Ham's flood.
Okay, why is he calling it Ken Ham's flood? I'm confused.
And let's say, as he said many times, there are 7,000 kinds.
And why does he have Ken Ham's kinds? Does he own the animals? I don't get it.
Today, the very, very lowest estimate is that there are about 8.7 million species. But a much more reasonable estimate is it's 50 million or even 100 million.
Well, there's actually only about 2 million species documented, but he is right that the estimates range all over the place. This website states 3 to 30 million. Wikipedia says a few million, up to as high as 100 million. So let's just go along with Bill Nye's 16 million species and see what happens.
So we'll take a number which I think is pretty reasonable, 16 million species today. Okay? If these came from 7,000 kinds.
Okay, now we have a slight problem here. Bill Nye is using 16 million species, which includes, for example, whales. Did Noah need to bring whales on the ark? Obviously not. Bill Nye's numbers are wrong. If Bill Nye understood what he was trying to refute, he'd know that Noah brought 2 of every kind of land, air-breathing creatures on the ark. That means he didn't need to bring plants or bacteria or fish, insects, and many other species. So what happens when you take those away from Bill Nye's 16 million figure? Well, this chart on Wikipedia shows the total number of species at around 10 million, but 9 million of those are insects, which weren't on the ark. The number Bill Nye needs to use, if he actually wants to calculate the rate at which the animal speciated, is the number of vertebrates, and that number is at 56,000, and that still includes fish. This website breaks down the vertebrates, and you can see that once you take out the fish, you're left with about 30,000 species, not 16 million. Likewise, this article also has around 30,000 species once you remove fish.
Let's say we have 7,000 subtracted from 15 million, that's 15,993. We have 4,000 years, we have 365 and a quarter days a year. We would expect to find 11 new species every day.
So the correct calculation is actually closer to 30,000 divided by 4,000 divided by 365 days, or about 0.02 species per day, not 11 per day as Bill Nye claims. It comes out to about 7 new species per year, and that's actually fairly reasonable when we can observe, for example, all the different species of dogs in the last few hundred years. See what happens when you use the correct numbers? You find that observational science actually confirms the biblical account.
A whole new species of bird every day, a new species of fish, a new species of organisms you can't see, and so on. I mean, this would be enormous news. The last 4,000 years, people would have seen these changes among us. So the Cincinnati Enquirer, I imagine, would carry a column right next to the weather report. Today's new species, and it would list these 11 every day. But we see no evidence of that. There's no evidence of these species. There just simply isn't enough time.
Bill Nye wanted us to laugh at biblical creation, but the only thing laughable was the numbers that he used.